Hello, it's Mary here from Education Worldwide, and you're watching Let's Talk About It, our monthly podcast in which we discuss various topics about online schooling. I'm really happy for this episode tonight because we are kind of marking a milestone in the work of Education Worldwide. And as usual, I have a guest. And unfortunately, my co-host, Anita, is not here with me tonight, but I would like to wish her to get well soon. She's not here because she didn't feel very well, but hopefully from the next month, she'll be with us. But I have here our head tutor, Dorris, who was our guest, or my guest, exactly a year ago. So Dorris, welcome back.
Hi, Mary. Thank you.
How do you feel?
Actually,
back.
yeah, less nervous than
the last time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's usually the thing that
Yeah.
people say when they come back again to the podcast.
How are you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at home. It's like the second home for me. No, I really grew to like this way of communicating with people who are interested in online schooling, and we always have a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't express ourselves through blog posts or emails or whatever ways that we use to communicate with people. So I think that podcast is just another level, and I also see that people like it. I mean, families like it.
Yeah, definitely. We always have someone who
watch the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're going to start sharing autographs for all our fans and
you and Anita.
Well, Anita mostly because she usually. But yeah, Millie was telling me recently that she had some families. They were like, "Oh, we watched you on podcast. We know you." Like, just being able to see people's faces. They feel familiar and they feel like they know you. They trust you more, and this is one of the reasons why we do it, because as we have said numerous times, with online schooling, they can't approach us, we can't shake hands, they can't see us in person, but this is like
this can be the first step if they want to enroll or if they have any questions.
Exactly. And when Dorris said questions, you're free to ask them in the comment section, and I also have to say, like, if you don't have anything to ask, just say hi, wave, tell us from where are you watching us. If you're already enrolled or you're planning to enroll, whatever, share your impressions, ask questions about online schooling in general, and not just about tonight's topic. And speaking about tonight's topic and why I said it's a milestone, because as mentioned in the beginning, Dorris was here a year ago, and we discussed actually grading system and online tutoring in education worldwide, but we announced online group classes. A year later, since we started offering online group classes and included them, these are one of the most interesting classes that our students attend. They simply love them, and Dorris will tell us more, like, why is that so, like what is our methodology and everything else, but we're going to talk about it throughout the show. We also increased the number of online group classes, but for the start, Dorris, can you tell us what were the beginnings like?
Well, actually, when we first started, first of all, we didn't have this number of students, so the whole idea of group classes was for students to, meet their peers and see that there is someone else besides them in that school working on the platform, having the same problems, and so on and so on. But at this moment, I think that group classes are actually, definitely we have more students in each of the groups, and well, it's a different than the last year. I think that at this point the classes are much better than when we actually started last year. And the students are actually used to attend group classes, and we have regular students. We also doubled the number of classes because, first of all, it was hard to fit in all students from all parts of the world with this additional classes. We actually managed to do that. So now we have more classes, more students, more teachers, and I think we will come to that actually from this whole idea about group classes. Now we have forum, and we are introducing
a lot of different stuff because
right.
When Education Worldwide started with online schooling, we offered only one-on-one classes.
That's right.
And that was pretty much what defined us, even today we use this individual approach to students and use that methodology to work with students even when they are in group classes as well. But I also remember last year there was like tremendous work to do, you know, like grouping all these people who used to work individually. And I even remember that you have created groups, and some children didn't even show up because they were like, no, I'm not showing up for a group class. So
No, I think that now, even if they have one-on-one, that some students still prefer to just attend only group classes. So yeah, it was a big challenge. I think that the whole idea, even today, what we have today, it's not. Let's say there is a lot of things that we still want to introduce, and you know, try to organize more things for our students. And we did a big thing with the group classes, additional classes, and again, I think that one-on-one classes are an amazing thing if you want to work in some, you know, self-paced manner, if you have some questions. But I think that group classes, you know, became a center of what we do. And last year that was not the case. As you said, we had one-on-one as well, but I think now we have more students attending group classes than one-on-one, which is actually an amazing thing, because that means they enjoy those classes, they like to be with their peers, and it's a good thing. And we have a good feedback from parents, from students, teachers as well.
Yes, exactly. Everyone loves group classes, you know, because as Tammy used to announce it, like find your study buddy. It truly is like that, and it brings us joy when we know that even after the class they're like staying in this group meeting, online meeting.
That's right.
And sharing their impressions, and depending on the grade, you know,
usually that time after classes, like when they ask some of the teacher, can I be the host if we can stay a bit longer? I had one class where they stayed together, you know, to work on their homeworks. And it was actually really, really cute. But actually, they gave us idea about additional classes, like movie club, book club, and so on, because they had so many things they want to do in those classes. And then we were like, okay, we have to do something about that, because, you know, sometimes maybe it's not the smartest idea to just make some of them, you know, as a host and just leave them there. So we said, okay, maybe we should do something aside, you know, from these classes that they have right now, and do some extracurricular things like movies, books, music, and so on.
Yes, and
so
there will be more of these clubs. We will talk about them too. But can we go back to the beginnings? Like, as a head tutor, you were obviously the one who had a major impact into the decision that we start with online group classes. What were your initial? What was your initial drive? Like, was it something that you paired a couple of students and realized that they're gonna be having a great time studying together, or how the idea came to be?
First thing was, okay, actually I needed time for that, you know, like gathering information, because more or less they had the same questions, and usually, you know, they had problem with the same things on the platform. And I think that at some point, especially for younger students, just working on the platform, even though the platform is extremely interactive and they have a lot of let's say resources on the platform, I think they also miss to see that there is someone else besides that one or two or three teachers in the school. So the whole idea of the classes was, first of all, you know, during the pandemic and so on, they lost, you know, maybe contact with some of their friends from the school. So I think that this was a good idea, just to, you know, bring them all together to meet their, as I said, peers and classmates, and to see that actually there is a great, let's say, social aspect of these group classes, when they know they're not alone. And when you bring that most interesting and most fun part of the real school to online education, and I think that was that was a great I'm not going to say idea, but a great thing that we actually did back then, and actually all of those students, most of them continued with us for another year or 2 years.
Of
And,
course.
when we talked with them, with parents and students, this was actually that one, a big aspect of what they decided to stay with us. And
So group online classes and
That's
being
right.
able to provide socialization aspect.
that's
And
right.
yeah, that's really great, and I'm really looking forward that we are establishing these clubs, because I think it will bring a more rich student life for our students. And honestly, clubs look so much interesting that I want to join them as well.
Yeah, actually, we talked about that, and
Mhm.
Millie will be in charge of, I think,
Book and movie club.
yeah.
And I can announce,
Uh,
you can expect the first announcement. Those parents who have already applied tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you will receive the first announcement regarding these clubs. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it will be. I think it will be a great thing. And actually, the website, the page looks really nice. That's also.
Oh yeah, that's also new. Sorry, we are jumping, but there's a lot of things new. If you actually, if you noticed or didn't notice, we didn't do the podcast in February because we were super busy. So we are here back on March 1st. The reason why we didn't manage to organize in February was all these novelties that are now part of the education worldwide, such as additional classes, extracurricular activities, various social clubs for our students, and our new website. We have redesigned our website. It now looks way better. It's much easier to navigate through. You can easily find anything that you want to know, and feel free to check it up and give us your impressions maybe. And let's go back to classes.
We should thank our IT department for everything they did.
And designing department, they did a really great job with this.
Great job. Yeah.
Okay, so online group classes, when we started, and we still actually, when it comes to online group classes, we do them for the core subjects only, right?
That's right. For core courses, because again, we have 90 plus elective subjects, so we don't have that many students per course, to organize. To be able to organize a group lesson, but yeah, sometimes, let's say for languages, German, French, Spanish, from time to time we do have group classes, but for now only the core courses are included.
Okay, I'm sorry, we have first comments. We have Maya Mikit says, you guys brought so many improvements with the new platforms and these clubs. Huge respect. Thank you, Maya. I hope you're satisfied with the way education and schooling and education worldwide works. And we have Hiram as well.
Hi.
Hiram says, hi, this is Hiram and I'm with my tribe watching. We're sending regards to the tribe. Yeah, definitely some of the most favorite students of all our teachers.
Definitely, yes.
We are so glad that you guys are watching and that you're supporting us. Feel free to give any suggestions throughout the show if you have them. We will continue with that. So we started with online group classes. We had them like 4 per week.
Yeah.
For each core subject, one class per week. In what moment did you realize that we need to increase the number of classes?
Actually, that was more that came from tutors' feedback and I mean also from students, but we noticed that, let's say, high school students are more independent, so they didn't use those slots or classes. They are, when they have something to ask, they always know who to contact and what they need to ask. And for middle school students, actually, that's the part where we actually saw that we need more time with them, and that they have a lot of things they need to learn, and they need more help, more assistance. I wouldn't say that it was too hard for them, but again, it was amazing. They asked for more classes, so we will actually really happy to do so, to provide more classes for them. And of course, for Spark students, we still have 4 classes, but that is at this point more than enough for them.
Yeah, because they don't have so much work overload. It's
not overwhelming for them. And maybe Tammy or Sophie, someone can confirm that actually we use those classes more, to bring them all together, because the material is not that comprehensive, like let's say 7th, 8th, 9th grade, and so on. So yeah, the Spark classes are something that you should definitely talk with Tammy when she comes here.
I'm planning on bringing Tammy again. She has a lot of things to say regarding elementary school methodologies and when it comes now we have morning. I'm sorry, my brain stopped working. Morning, AM and PM shifts with the classes, and as I heard, some students attend both of these classes.
Yes, that's right, and that is amazing thing because. As I said, the first time we introduce group classes, we actually try to find, let's say, some middle ground and say, okay, for South America, USA, this will be morning, and for, let's say, Middle East or Asia,
that will be afternoon.
Yeah, but suitable time. Now we change that, and I think students from Europe mostly, they can attend both shifts, which is fine. We actually ask them if they want to do so, because the whole point of these classes was not to divide them into two groups, but to give them more option to find the suitable hours. Yeah.
So if they can't attend one, they can for sure attend the second.
Yeah. Because they can choose, but also it is nice to see that they want to attend both and be with classmates and learn more.
Of course.
So yeah, that is a great thing. That is amazing feedback for teachers. That means that the classes are really good, and yeah, they are coming back. We have regular students in our classes because again they're not compulsory, so they can choose whether they want to attend the class or not. But at this point, we have our regular students, and
that's great.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Which student at what grade level? Because a few minutes ago you said that high school students are more independent. Can we share them like elementary, middle school students? Can we say that they attend online classes, group classes more?
I would say elementary and middle definitely, and high school again. As I said, they always ask when they have some questions, and even those group classes sometimes they turn out to be some time when they can also ask questions. So let's say in the middle school or in elementary school, it's more in a form of lecturing, and for high school students it's adaptable. So it's not something we decided to be this way or this way. We are adapting to our students. But definitely elementary and middle school are something that I can say definitely they are using more classes than high school students.
Well, we don't have Anita with us here now, but I wanted to ask her, like, what are the parents' impressions when she speaks with them, like during consultations, but you probably also have that feedback. Like, I do really believe that people who are enrolling their children who are at the younger age feel more comfortable knowing that their child is going to learn I think the classes.
I think that classes are, that essential thing. Even if they are focusing or some other things, let's say, I think Anita mentioned that if we are accredited, what about documentation and that kind of things. I still believe that they do consider that classes are most essential part of what we offer. But if they have some concerns, they of course they will focus more on that. So for high school students, I would say from my experience, they have questions about documentation, accreditation, and so on. What will happen after they graduate? And again, for elementary and middle school, I think that parents are more focused on classes. How many times a week? What about one-on-one? Can they choose morning classes or afternoon classes? What if their child is a professional athlete and so on? So I think we are meeting all their, let's say, wishes and criteria at some point. So because everything, as we said, is flexible and I'm sorry, I'm hitting.
You don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
just let it be.
Sliding off the table. Yeah,
let it slide.
So they have different questions depending on the grade level they are asking about. So, but I think we are still good
Okay,
and
that's
answering their
really good.
questions. That's
I
important.
remember one of the comments. Actually, I think it was published on our Instagram page. And when I read the comment from a student regarding online class, or it was in an article, I can't really remember. It says something like, "I'm looking forward to the winter break, not spring break. It was a winter
Okay.
break, but I'm really going to miss my group classes because I really love my group classes." And I was like, "Oh, which school is this?" Like, "Oh, it's us." Great.
Yeah,
So.
and that is actually one side effect of not having this forum page before this, because uh, their time was limited, you know, in the class or something after the class if they ask. And with this this new thing that we're introducing, I think we are giving them freedom, you know, to communicate whenever they have time about so many things. And again, with supervision of our tutors and which is
The
also
entire team, actually.
yeah, it's really important to say that that is not like just some page where you can go and be with friends. Everything will be
Monitored, and only
That's
our
right.
students will have access to it. We won't allow any other
That's
other people to join, because
Yes.
these are minors, and some rules of the forum will also exist. We will talk about the forum as well. There are some details that we need to organize regarding that before we announce it to
Yeah.
parents and let them know that they can tell their children to join, give them the opportunity to join to the forum. But yeah, as you said, like, we realized through online group classes that these ways of finding ways to connect the students
Yes.
works great.
And
we
this
think
was
that,
also an old idea, you know.
of course,
Now, when
that
you
was also
mentioned the
like
tribe,
a
our tribe,
year.
Hiraman family, actually, I remember I had consultations with them, and I was promising them for so long, we will have more things, we will have more classes. And actually, we didn't realize what time we would need for all of this, especially because the
course.
team was growing so
Yeah,
fast.
the number of enrolled students grows, and we had to focus on just providing our service the best way possible.
That's
So
right.
every free time that we get to create any improvements in the way
That's
we
right.
work, we actually do that. When it comes to our internal meetings, like Education Worldwide meetings,
Yeah.
that was also a year ago when we talked about this clubs and everything, and now a year later it actually came to be. So I can't wait for you to be my guest next week, next year, this time, to see
Yeah.
what are we going to
We will see.
figure out. Maybe we will have some students as guests as well. Who knows?
Yeah, that's
And speaking of students and the way they really have a lot of things to discuss, because I noticed that from their impressions, they're really curious to meet students from other countries, other cultures. Also, they're versatile. Have so much things that they're doing, and you're bothered by that cable as well.
No, I don't want to steal any was thunder because this was primarily something that Kate and Tammy did. We had this campaign about anti-bullying.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I just got some feedbacks from you know, Kate, Tammy, and other teachers.
Well, give us some insight, and I will bring Kate next month to talk about it.
They told me that our students are really amazing, especially elementary school students, how they talked about everything and how much they understood the topic. And I think that even one of the students said that that he was bullied in his
Oh, really?
previous school. Yeah, and then how they supported him. Literally, my heart melted.
Oh,
you
that's
know,
really
when,
great.
when Tammy told me that, and I think that was also one topic that we should discuss here, because it's amazing how they actually. I don't want to say how adult our students can be.
Yeah, but they are really supportive towards
mature
each other.
and-
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I also
and-
heard a story when a girl was in a hospital and all her friends showed up in a group class and just wish her to get well soon and everything. You know, it's a huge deal coming from, you know, such.
And I think
young
that
kids.
at some point we didn't realize how big deal these group classes
can be
and,
in our
and how much actually that is important for all of them, and now it's really
actually, if you remember the very beginnings, we even had, I think that that article is still on our website, and it was like something like online school is here to provide education, not socialization, because a lot of parents were asking us like, do you have group classes like what my child was learning, and we were like, yes, because we are here to educate them, but online schooling gives, and this is still like a valid thing to say, and it's still a valid point, because through online schooling they will get more free time, and you're as a parent you're free to enroll your child, if that's the correct term right now, to any sport or any hobby they would like to do, to form friendships outside of the school environment. But as you mentioned, through online group classes we've really realized that this is like a big deal, and we really want to give them as much as bigger playground to
But I can understand that point of view, we are all familiar with that kind of education, and it's like a pattern, you're going to school, you meet friends, and those are your friends, and then you have some sports, or you do something, you have some activity aside from the school, and so on. But actually that's the way how we understood education, and I think that with these changes that happened in the past 2 or 3 years, I think that people now really understand how online education actually functions, and actually we were growing for the past 2 or 3 years,
absolutely.
and all ideas we had we didn't have them on the first day, so
absolutely.
we all need to we also had to come to that point where we realize that we need more than just the program or one-on-one classes. So I think that now we have again a lot of people on the team, so we have a lot of ideas again, something that we want to implement later on.
And I'm sure we'll come up with some great ideas.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, great. Do you have maybe some interesting story to share with us from online group class, like an anecdote or something interesting that you remembered?
Yeah, actually I have, but I'm not sure. I had a group class that was the last year story, and they didn't know that they speak the same language. And when they realized, they literally took their time to
cover the class.
And that was really, really amazing. It was so cute, and then I was just looking at their faces, and they were like, oh, I don't know what they were saying, but I could say like, oh, something was happening. They were so excited, and
they're not from the same country, but speak the same little or are from the same country.
I think was a student from Serbia and one student from Croatia, and but that was not their first class. We had classes before that.
Oh, so they just didn't realize that they are...
I think someone heard something in the background or something like that, and then I assumed that other students were like, oh, what? And then they started, and it was so funny. But I gave them like 5 minutes. I didn't want to for other students to be like long faces, because we have to work something in those classes. So yeah, that was fun. And another thing, I have a lot of things now. You just caught me with this question. I have to think a little bit. But yeah, that was definitely like my favorite moment of those group classes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. I know that Tammy and Anita have a lot of stories where kids are like, oh, can we hang out after the class? Who will be the host? Can I be the host? Can I be the host? So yeah, they really have these situations oftentimes. And
but we actually discovered they even have aside of those Zoom meetings, they're like WhatsApp groups and Viber chats.
Really? So they connected even without the school?
Yeah, and it is funny how we actually discovered that. Can I say that on podcast?
You can.
Yeah. So we had new teachers coming to on our team, and they were just they're observing the class, and some of the students thought that our teacher
Was a student.
Bianca.
Oh,
She was here the last time. He thought that she was a new student.
great.
And because you have option like to ask something in private, they said, okay, do you want to join us on our whatever group, Instagram, Viber,
Great.
WhatsApp? It's not important. Like we like to chat there after the class. And that was really funny because like we didn't know about that, and they said, I think we like to talk about the class and so on. So we discovered that they found their way, to spend some time together, even if they're not, the meeting host or whatever. So that was funny, especially when we saw the message, hi, hello, hey, we have a group. Do you want to join?
Yeah,
that
but I
group?"
really like the fact that they wanted to bring in the new student
Yeah,
right
amazing,
away.
amazing. Yeah, it was so funny, but like cute funny. We were all like,
Awesome.
oh, that's amazing, because definitely they like to involve
Other kids as
other
well, yeah.
kids as well.
That's really great. That's why I'm really looking forward to these clubs, because now we'll have students who are not only in the same grade but also from different grades, and they will be able to share their views on many different topics. Doris, speaking of online group classes, I also have to mention that when we started these group classes, we created additional packages, tuition fee packages, and now since Anita is not here to talk about it, it will have to be me and you. So as of today, the package 2 that covers group and individual classes has a different price, but only for the newly enrolled students.
That's
All
right.
families that are already enrolled stay under the same conditions that they have worked before. So, and a lot of people ask us like, oh, but why the increase? But basically it's not an increase, because when we started this new package, it was like a promo period, a price for the promo period. So this is the official price. So the price for the package 2 that covers group classes and up to 3 individual classes per week. And I will explain later what this up to means, is now $4,000, right?
That's right.
And you get like 8 group classes per week, and as I said, up to 3 individual classes. Well, this number, like up to 3, is usually confusing parents, because they're like, oh, I need my child to have 3 classes. If necessary, of course your child can have 3 classes, but if not necessary, if they're doing fine, just don't pressure them attend those classes in this moment. Like, you can save that for later, so if they come up on a part of a material that it's super hard for them, they can be they can schedule a meeting with a tutor and work individually with them as well. And of course
also I think it's important to mention that even if they opt for package 1 or 2 later
you're going to destroy the studio.
Later on they can change the package. So
of course.
it is not something that you have, even if you decide to go with a package 2, actually 1, you can later on switch to package 2 with more classes if you think that your child actually needs those classes.
Exactly. And we also have the opportunity of giving additional individual classes, but we will have to ask you to get in touch with the consultant, because in that case different pricing policy had to be applied for this particular offer, and we will going to create the offer especially for you, depending on how many classes, additional individual classes you need. But let's get back to group classes, and when speaking with parents, why do you or with students, I don't know, like what would your advice be, like why they should attend group classes in terms of learning material and the program there? Okay, the socialization aspect is obviously a big deal, but regarding the material, why they should attend these classes?
Okay, this was something that we haven't changed from the start. So if we have more students, and we do have, I think at this point groups are from let's say 3 to 15 students, not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So we always choose to work on someone's lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is a good way to just go back to things you already did, or to learn some things that you will actually learn in some, let's say, week, 2, or a
Mm-hmm.
month from that moment. So I think it's a nice way, because at the end of the year, they will actually recap everything they did more
Mm-hmm.
than once, and they won't even feel that as some kind of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and it won't be overwhelming for them. We always say that the program is flexible, and everything we offer is flexible, so they can choose to work on their own, which is good. But also, if they just show up after a month or 2 weeks in
Mm-hmm.
those group classes, they will always work on something they already did, or something that is new to them. Of course, there is no third option, but again, it's actually a good way to round the story about, whatever the topic is, or the course
Mm-hmm.
is. As I said, they will go through all the things more than once,
Mm-hmm.
and they will not even feel that. So that is why I say that, as you said, beside that socialization aspect, they should also attend group classes, because even they feel like, oh, I already did this. This is not important. It is important. We
Mm-hmm.
always say at the end of the program you will have a test, or something that will be calculated for your final grade. And even though you think, okay, I remember I did this, you always have to be sure about what you had in the previous lesson. So this is a nice way to just go back. If you have some gap you want to fill out with some information you missed when you did that lesson. It's a nice way to do that in those group classes.
That's really interesting point of view, and I do believe that it's really helpful for
Yeah.
our students. And as you said, they usually have a test. And why would you learn it alone at home and go over through when you can do it in a class? And I also heard from Anita in one of her previous episodes that she told me that she told us actually that she told me, yeah, she specifically told me that actually students who already did something try to help students who just need to work on some lesson,
That's
like
right.
point out to some hard stuff and help them overcome some issues. So it's really great from that point as well, that they can.
Actually, I had that. I was working with, I think, 7th graders. We did math, and we always, even though they asked for some new lessons, I was always like, okay, let's go 15 minutes. Let's use 15 minutes just to go back to some things. And we did that. And I always had like my assistants, who were helping me to explain some parts of the lessons to other students. And it was interesting. And as I said, if it's not necessarily that every class like needs to be fun or something, it's important for them to be involved. And I think we managed to do that, to achieve that goal, to also to find that like good amount of fun
And working,
yeah,
teaching,
that's right.
studying, whatever. We have a question from Anka Angel. She says, hello all. Would there be any online classes for optional subjects? For instance, our boy studies web design and he finds it hard sometimes to understand the concept without the help of a teacher. You
Yeah, I
partially
know
answered that question. Oh, you know the parent.
Yeah,
so,
that's
oh.
actually Anita is their consultant. I
Oh,
had
great.
class with Horia last week. I hope he will book class this week as well. So, yeah, hello. Well, they can always ask for that. As I said, we do not have group classes from the
Yeah,
for the
for
courses. Yeah,
for the elective subjects, because
That's
we don't
right.
have enough students. But yeah, maybe you can send us an email and we will see if we can find a teacher or somebody who can help him with this elective subject in a way. We are going to try to come up with a solution. So
That
maybe it will be the best. Doris decided to destroy the studio. Definitely. Sorry about it.
I'm so sorry.
As you can see, she was not the quiet child in the class.
That's right. I'm so sorry.
You're okay until I start asking, how are you as a student? And discovered that to your students you can use that against you.
No,
Jokes,
but
of
yeah,
course.
about elective courses, yeah, we I think I already mentioned to even Horia this when we had class last week. So because we said the classes are not compulsory, so sometimes we have to alarm parents or students, hey, maybe you should book a class because you have some assignments that you need to complete, or you were supposed to complete that a month ago. So when we do that, we always focus on core courses first. Electives is something where we provide help, but it is maybe rude to say we don't want to start there. We always focus on the most important things first.
Of course, of the course.
And then if we have time at the end, we actually use those classes to help them to complete these elective courses. So it's not like, okay, we do not provide help. We do, but because they have option to book one-on-one classes whenever they need help, we always start with something that is most problematic, and usually that is something like math, language arts, social studies maybe, but math and language arts mostly.
Mostly, right. Well, that's great. So yeah, but hopefully in the future we will be able to have like this opportunity for elective subjects as well. I think we do for some languages right now. I think that English, of course, French and German. We have like additional classes for French and German. Yeah.
And French, German, and oh my God, what is the third language? French and Spanish.
Oh yeah, we have Spanish as well.
We have three.
So this is for now. When it comes to electives, it was easier for us because a lot of students opt for languages instead of some particular elective during their education with us. And Dorris, speaking about group classes, you told us that they're not compulsory. Do you have to mention alarming parents? So it rang a bell in my head. Do we have to alarm parents if the child does not attend classes? Like, the parent is obviously paying for the group classes because that's included in the price.
We do that actually. We do that, let's say, twice a month. We always go through the same, I won't say same list of students, through all of our students. And if we spot that they are inactive or they're failing the grade or whatever is happening, of course we have to send an email or call parents and just let them know what is happening, because we definitely need parents to be involved in all of this. Because if the student is inactive or failing the grade, we have to discuss either the timetable for their classes, and they have to be on top of the things as well. So definitely we always have to inform parents, even if something happens in the class, if they were on our group class for only 15 minutes, and if we actually know that for weeks now that student is there only for 15 minutes and it's not attending the class, we also we have to inform parents about that. So yeah, we have a lot of things why we usually call parents or email them. But yes, we definitely have a communication with parents, and we are trying to keep that communication active as possible, because it is so easy just to lost contact with them, or actually parents with us mostly. But yeah, so parents, please check your emails.
Check your emails. That's what I wanted to say, because not only you're a science teacher of your child, but or your consultant, but you will also receive numerous emails from the school directly, and these are all really important emails through which we are telling important stuff. So we are finding different ways to communicate with you through emails on the platform with students, even I wanted to say private chat, but it's not private chat, it's actually a direct email sent from a consultant or a science tutor to a parent. But it's really important for you to check your emails, because at online school we don't have parent-teacher night like in traditional school. This is the way that we inform you. So you have the opportunity to be involved, and you also have obligation to be involved to a particular degree.
So even as you said, we don't have meetings with parents, like, you know, to summon them all, let's say. But I always say when they start, even if your child is active student, regular student, let's have 15 minutes conversation at least once a month. You know, maybe there is something that we can do to improve either grade or maybe now let's talk about the American system of education. So we can implement more courses. They can gain more credits at the end of the school year. So, you know, there is always something extra that we can do. But yeah, at least 15 minutes once a month, it would be just more than enough
for them to be involved. Anka says, thank you for your answer. I take this opportunity to thank again Dorris, Anita, and all the teachers for their amazing work and support. We are grateful for all your dedication and passion. Like, this is really nice thing to hear. Thank you, Anka. I'm sure that all of them are thankful from the comfort of their home right now, thinking about classes tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, this is really great. They're really trying hard, and I as well. I mean, I will now speak as Dorris is not present here, but I'm also positively overwhelmed when I see how dedicated tutors are and how they fight for each child. Like, they don't give up even if they're failing. They're finding ways to give them the opportunity to overcome overdue assignments and to help them be better. So every single one of them is really
so
trying.
Nice to have their feedback. Sometimes we are all like, okay, we have to solve this, we have to do this and that. What about this student? Okay, we have to call parent. You know, sometimes we are like panicking about so many things, and when you have a nice feedback, it kind of, you know,
it forms a heart.
Definitely.
Absolutely, and even sometimes, you know, when sometimes I think that teachers are more concerned than the parents are when it comes to progression of some children, you know. Like, parents are really flexible when it comes to that, you know, and teachers like, but we want to help them. They're going to fail the grade if we don't do this.
You know what? We have some amazing students. You know, whenever I have some, I know that for a fact that when I cannot reach the parent, if I say to my student, okay, just please ask your mom or dad to check the email. Nothing important. I just have to confirm one or two things with them. Like, in 30 minutes, I have...
You get response.
Yeah, I have like email in my mailbox, but a month before that, like, I was trying for weeks to reach that parent, and I couldn't. And then I know, like, when I have something to say to some parents, or if I have to check something, my students already know, like, oh, don't worry, I will tell my mom, you know, to contact you back.
So they're not hiding things from
No, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Well, great. Okay, I would like to invite everybody who's watching, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, because we are going to wrap this up soon. So this is your last opportunity to ask a question, and while you're there, like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with somebody who is maybe interested in enrolling their child to an online school, but they're having some doubts, questions, and stuff like that. So they can always reach out to us. You have our contact details in the description of the video, or simply go to our newly redesigned website and find the contact page there, or you can reach us even through social media channels. Whatever is your preferred choice of communications, I'm sure that we can answer you as quickly as possible.
Should we mention live consultations they can book now?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. You can book live consultations and ask all of the questions you may have about the school or the program. So yeah, book consultation.
Book consultation. You can also, besides classic consultation where consultants will explain how online schooling works and answer all your questions regarding online schooling, we can also organize the platform presentation. This is obviously for parents who are just planning to enroll, not for the parents who are already enrolled. I'm sorry, I have to quit this. We have a message for Hiram, says, "I miss you, Dorris, Jalil."
Oh, I miss you too. Big kiss. Mwah.
There you go, Jalil. You got a kiss from your favorite teacher. So that's great.
I miss you too. Book a class with me.
Or just book a meeting to chat with Dorris. Anyway, so yeah, platform presentations where our teachers will show you how the platform looks like. And obviously, once you enroll, you'll get a detailed tour through the platform from your assigned tutor. So both parent and the student will be familiar with how things work on the platform. There will be no confusion or anything. But don't worry, the platform is really straightforward and easy to go through, regardless if you have 6 years or you're, I don't know, a teenager. It's really easy to use. So yeah, Dorris, now you have like a group class here in the comment section. Salika says hi as well.
Hi.
A good presentation. So yeah, you have your team cheering up for you.
They were one of my first students.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
And you have tough time giving them to somebody else and transferring them to other tutors as well. So that's also one of the things with our
Actually,
our
I
teachers.
don't have that many classes now. But I think my old students, they all have my link if they want to book a class with me.
Oh, that's
And
great.
I let's say with Saliha, actually I didn't have classes last month, but before that we had math classes like once or twice a week. So yeah.
Okay, so we had like a team meltdown here on this podcast from the sweetness and all these positive impressions. It's really we're really grateful for that. Yeah. And of course, Louay, I think I pronounced it very well.
Yes.
It is nice to see you again. I hope I see you again, and bye.
Thank you, Louay. Thank you.
Awesome. So as we mentioned, the whole tribe is here, and we don't have a lot of time to chat about clubs, but yeah, the point is we have started this social clubs. For now, we have a book, movie, and music club in the offer, but don't worry, soon some artistic clubs are coming as well, and some other things. We are going to inform you on time, and in the next few days you can expect emails from our school regarding details. You can always join these clubs. They are not obviously obligatory or mandatory. They are just there for kids to have fun and discuss various topics. But I won't share everything in this podcast because I'm planning to bring some other guests in the next month to talk about this. Okay, Dorris, do you have anything else to say?
Actually, probably
a lot.
A lot.
Well, we had 45 minutes. No, 52
but,
minutes.
You know, maybe next time.
Next time. Okay, I'll make sure to bring you more frequently, not to wait for another year.
We should do that.
But you know, as a head tutor, you have a lot of things to do, so I try not to bother you a lot. But you see how many great fans you have here.
I can become a regular. Like,
yeah, like Anita. So I can
every week, like 4 of us. You know, so another teacher. It would be too much.
You think somebody would watch us every week? I don't think so.
Yeah, why not? Well, we have a lot of things to say. Why not?
Well, I'm not sure how the top management of the school will look at this idea. Like, we will be more here in the podcast than
yeah,
in the
definitely. Yeah.
They are having heart attacks right now. We are joking.
Well, hello to them.
Greetings to you.
Yeah.
Okay, if that is it, like, thank you all for watching us, and make sure to join us next time. As I mentioned several times, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel to be informed about our next podcast. If you have any questions, suggestions, or whatever, feel free to write to tutors, to your consultants, or simply to any of the possible contact details from the school. We will gladly answer all your questions. Once again, thank you for watching us, and see you next month. Bye.
Bye.